Welcome. It's another week and another chance for you to be inspired, motivated with a new episode right here of The Well of Inspiration with myself and Wellington. He is the person behind The Well of Inspiration. He's a motivational speaker and he is the founder of The Well of Inspiration. So joining me again today, hi Wellington.
Hey Dawn, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm happy. I'm doing okay. Yourself?
I'm doing good. I am not complaining. Everything is okay. We are in holiday season in the Seychelles, so there's a few holidays in June, so we're taking it nice and easy.
That's great. That's great. Gives you a bit of time to, just recoup from the busy, hectic life that I know island life can be.
Recharge the batteries a little bit.
Good, good. I'm glad. On this side, it is cold still, and I think it's going to be cold right through until maybe early August. So even though I'm sitting here, I'm completely under a duvet. Shh. But yeah, we're good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Wellington. That's good.
For our viewers today, let's tell them what this week has in store for them on the Well of Inspiration.
You know what? Today, I want us to look at the subject of risk. It is something that we live with every single day. It is something we all experience, but have we ever really taken time to think about it closely? So a gentleman called Buscaglia once said that to try is to risk failure. But risk must be taken because according to him, the greatest hazard of life is to risk nothing. He says that the man or the woman who risks nothing, does nothing, has nothing and is nothing. And while he may avoid suffering and avoid sorrow, he simply cannot live, love, learn, grow unless he is willing to take a risk. So, as we all know nowadays, it is no longer a secret that each one of us is in this world for a purpose. It is our duty and our responsibility to discover that purpose for our lives and then live our lives according to that purpose. But now, when you've done the work of discovering your purpose, you then come into the interesting space of decision making. When you start making decisions that align with your purpose, you often encounter this little thing called uncertainty. Because there is never really a guarantee that whatever decision you make will lead to the outcome that you anticipate. Which means to say that whatever you're doing, you are taking a risk. The element of potential loss consistently remains in the path of your life as you make decisions every single day. That is why I believe that each one of us, as we make decisions, as we live our best lives, as we seek to live life according to our purpose, we have this responsibility to also become our very own risk managers. You heard me right. I said risk managers. It means to say you and I, while we do everything we do, one of the primary responsibilities we carry is the responsibility to manage the risks that we encounter every single day. As you make decisions, my friends, as you think about your future, as you try to maximize and optimize your life, are you also managing the risks that you come across? Are you doing what it takes to optimize the possibility of you achieving your goals? Limiting the potential loss so that at the end of the day, after all the efforts you've put in, you achieve that which you've set yourself to achieve. So it's all about risk today. It's about getting to look closely at our lives, identifying the areas of our lives we are working on, especially those that align to our purpose, and then evaluating whether we are managing the risks we actually come across in every single day.
Very interesting, Wellington, the way you're putting it. We all have a purpose, like you say, and I like the way you break it down and you go on to say, discover your purpose. And once you've discovered it, you can actually begin making those decisions, the decision-making stage, which obviously leads you into the risk, and then you learning how to manage the risk in your own life. I love the way you've put that.
Absolutely. But I think maybe the first thing we need to do is to define risk. What is this thing called risk? From my perspective, risk is the probability, the possibility that whatever you're setting yourself to achieve may not turn out the way that you anticipated. There's a possibility that as you start the business, you might lose the money you've invested in the business. That is the risk you're carrying. That's why when you go to the bank looking for money, they always ask about skin in the game. They want to see how much risk you yourself are willing to take. But now, when you consider this possibility of loss, it then begs the question, as you make decisions every single day, wherever you are in your life right now, have you identified the key risks that apply to the situations you are encountering every single day? And if you've encountered those risks, what are you doing about them? Which brings me to the next level, which is, okay, we define risk, we know what it is. What is risk management then? Risk management then becomes the decisions you make and the actions you take and the allocation of resources that you do as you work towards your goal, recognizing the possibility that you may not be successful. However, you can do certain things along the way to increase your chances of success. Meaning to say, as you make the decisions, are you being strategic about the decisions? As you start ventures, are you being strategic about them? Are you looking at all the elements that need to be looked at before you make your final decision? Are you getting the right information? Are you building a team around you? By the way, we encounter risks every single day. I know that every day when I wake up in the morning and drive from home to the office, I have no guarantee that when I leave home, I'm going to make it to the office in one piece. There are no guarantees. But I have the responsibility to do my part, starting with putting on my seatbelt when I get in the car, driving on my side of the road. That in itself increases my chances of getting where I'm getting successfully. Yes, things can happen. Life can happen. A madman can come on the road and just ram their car into yours. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. But as long as you do your part and manage what it is that is within your control, you, my friend, are doing what is necessary to increase the chances of you becoming a success in whatever venture you're doing. And by the way, this is not only for business people or for people who are taking high-risk activities. It also applies to every single element of our lives. If you, my friend, are a parent, you are a leader in your household, you have the responsibility to manage the risk that is relevant to your household. If you are running a business, you have the responsibility of making sure you are making the right decisions that are relevant to you and your business to increase the chances of you making it a successful business. It applies to every facet of our lives, and it is our responsibility to be the risk managers of our lives, identify the risks, know them, understand them, and do what is necessary to move ourselves closer to achieving our goals and our dreams.
Wellington, some great stuff for you this episode on the Well of Inspiration. I like the way you've been talking about, actually picking out, those key elements, identifying the key risks, rather, that you're going to face with whatever project, whatever you might be doing in your life right now, identifying those and being able to manage them instead of, just going into carelessly. Like you gave an example, you get into the car, seatbelt on, ensure that you're driving the right way, you're on the right side of the road, your eyes on the road, you're doing everything you can within your power, which is something that we all need to foster when it comes to actually taking control of these little things in our lives.
Absolutely. We often live our lives on a trial and error basis. We try this, it works, or it doesn't work, then we move on to the next one. So one might ask, okay, it's not always that even if you manage the risk, you will be successful. This is true. Sometimes things happen the way they happen. But here's the thing, as long as you have given your best effort, As long as you've taken the best strategies on your part, if things happen the way they do, you simply can learn from those, dust yourself up, and then get back and try again. Because at the end of the day, you can only control what you can control. And that part of that is to manage the risks you encounter every single day.
Fantastic stuff, Wellington. Don't go anywhere. This is a Well of Inspiration, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Well of Inspiration. Today on the Well of Inspiration, Wellington is talking about risk without anxiety, and very interesting subject because, I think we're all scared of taking risks in our lives. But as he quoted, as somebody saying, risk must be taken, as the greatest risk is to risk nothing at all, which is very interesting when you think about it. Now, he spoke about us all having a purpose. We all have a purpose. And I think in today's world, we can all relate to knowing that we have a purpose. It's just finding it. Now, what we need to do is discover that purpose. And Wellington says all you need to do is to discover it, then go into your decision making. And that obviously means you coming into a place where you can actually have risk involved, because whatever decisions we make, there are risks that are involved with decision making. Now, he says you need to become your own risk manager. It is your responsibility to become your own risk manager. Now, he also went on to define what risk was, and it's the probability that things may not turn out as you expect. So that obviously means a possibility of loss. Things can go wrong. Things don't always go right when we actually take those risks. Now, he says all you need to do, you need to identify the key risks and be able to manage those risks. Identify those key risks and learn how to manage them. Be strategic. Make sure you have a team that is behind you. All those little things that you need to put in place. Wellington, back to you.
Thank you so much, Dawn. So, look, the reality of life is that we all have responsibilities in our lives. We've got people to look after. We've got responsibilities to provide for our families, to provide for our loved ones. Our challenge is to make the decisions that make that possibility of providing for our loved ones as real as possible and give it the best chance of being successful, because you have done what you need to do. Now, the best way to get started is to ensure that whatever you plan to do, whatever you want to do with your life, you have a plan in place first. It is no use just starting on a journey when you don't know what you're going to do, how you're going to get there, and what resources you need. Understand where you are, understand where you're going, and have a plan for how you're going to do the trip from where you are to where you want to go. Have that plan. And as you get started, it is important that you also minimize the disturbances that can come along as you embark on your journey. Now, when you're about to take a big risk, it is important that you look closely at your situation and consider something like this. Do you have enough financial resources to protect you from the pain of failure in case whatever you're embarking on doesn't work out? What this means is that maybe before you make the decision, you want to save up a little bit of cash. Put a cash reserve somewhere that you know you can lean back on when things go the way they may go. Just a suggestion. It might mean you slow down the decision making. You don't do it now, you do it next year, because now you can build that buffer in the meantime. It might look like your dreams are being slowed down, but you, my friend, are setting yourself up for the best possible success. I don't believe in just enduring pain that can be avoided. Sometimes we make decisions and end up in a lot of pain, but we could have avoided that by simply being a little bit more strategic, a bit more careful, a bit more clever in the way we manage the risk that can come along whatever we are working on. It is part of that process, understanding that, doing the right thing. The second thing to remember is, guys, you do not have to be foolish about taking risks. If you're going to dive from the top of a mountain and glide towards the ground, make sure you have prepared yourself with the right equipment. Get yourself a jumpsuit. Get the glider. Make sure you've got some goggles on. Get yourself ready for the journey you want to go on. That way, your chances of success are much, much higher than if you just go up there and do like what I've heard some guys say. If you want to jump over the cliff, just jump over the cliff and grow your wings on the way down. I fear for that kind of advice because I'd rather have my wings before I jump down there, you know what I mean? I think let's work to increase our chances of success by really being strategic.
Very interesting, Wellington. I love this. I would rather have my wings as well. I really would. I would rather have them at the top than try to grow them on my way down. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And then another thing is, once you've made the decision, you've done the planning, you've done the thinking, you've prepared yourself. Once you've made the decision, desist from worrying excessively. A lot of the things we achieve in our lives are a result of where we focus our attention on. If we focus our attention on the possible failure, we tend to gravitate towards that possible failure. But if we focus on the goodness and the richness and the value that's going to come out of the good things we're working on, after all, you wouldn't be doing this thing you're doing if it was not adding value somewhere. You know it's going to add value to you, to your family, to your loved ones, to your clients, to people around you. Focus on that good side of things, because that good part is what will spur you forward and keep you motivated and moving towards whatever it is you want to achieve. Refrain from excessive worrying. The decision has been made. Now is your time to shine. Do what you have to do without being worried.
And I think that is something so difficult for so many people to be or to do, not to be worried about certain things. But I can tell you from experience that when you worry less, you don't give it that energy. You don't give it the negative energy. Focus on the fact that it's actually going to materialize, and be positive about it. And trust me, it goes a long way into helping you attain what you want to attain.
I totally believe this. I really believe that when you focus your attention on the things that you are supposed to do to achieve your goal, instead of focusing on the possibility of things going wrong, you will find yourself celebrating little successes every single day that build up to the thing that you are really working towards. I think it's that simple. Not easy, but it can be done.
It's very true. That is very, very true. And I think it's one of those things, Wellington, that you have to keep. It's like having a shower. You have to shower every day. You have to eat every day. It's repeating those things and doing the necessary things that you need to do. So keep focusing on the positive side of things, and just take a moment to reflect on the good side, on what could come out positively from whatever you are doing. Do it on the daily until it actually comes to pass.
Absolutely. And speaking of things going wrong, things may not work out. You've done your best and things don't work out. Let me remind you that you as a person should be the one in control of your life, not the circumstances you come across. Even if the circumstances are the negative results of your own decision making, you are in control. It is not up to the circumstances to determine how your life is going to be. It is up to how you turn around and turn those circumstances, turn those lemons into lemonade, and make your life the success you want it to be. You've got goals, you've got dreams, you've got hopes. Whatever you want to do, even if things go wrong along the way, only when you are focused on the right things and you're committed to the result will you be able to knock down the walls, knock down barriers, go against the tide, and make it successfully on the other side. No matter what the circumstances may be around you, you have the chance and the opportunity to transform your life into whatever it is you want, despite the circumstances.
Wellington, thank you so much. This is really good stuff, and I think a lot of us need to hear these things. And the great thing about the Well of Inspiration and these episodes that we're putting out there is people can always go back and rewatch these different episodes that we've done. Those who are scared to take risks, this is the episode for you. You know, reach out to Wellington, get in touch with us, place your comments below, and Wellington will get back to you. Wellington, before we wrap up on today's episode, a little bit of a note maybe from you as we wrap things up to the viewers.
You know what? I'm just hoping that this episode has planted a seed in your mind that allows you to start thinking about managing risk in your life. As you go through your life every single day, as you encounter circumstances, understand that you've got a bigger vision, a bigger goal for your life, and all these risks you come across along the way are your responsibility to manage. If you're a leader or you're running a business, you're running a family, you are living your life, you're a student, you're working hard on your studies, things will happen along the way. Be wise, be strategic, and manage the risks you come across. Remember, you are your very own risk manager and nobody else.
Fantastic, Wellington, fantastic. Don't forget that Wellington does have his Facebook page, his Instagram page of the Well of Inspiration. You could also check him out on the website, www.wellofinspiration.com. Be motivated, get in touch with him, reach out to him. And if it's your first time here, don't forget, we do have quite a number of episodes within the series of the Well of Inspiration right here on our YouTube channel. So please do visit those episodes. And if you have any questions, if you want to reach out, place your comments. If you do want to reach out personally, like I said, Wellington does have a website. Wellington, it's been absolutely fantastic to learn about this risk that we all need to take, but we all need to make sure we are putting the right steps and the right foot in front of the other.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dawn. It's been a pleasure being here as well.
Thank you so much. Until next time, have a good one. Take care of yourself.
Cheers. Bye-bye.